Well, good morning, guys. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, actually, this is my day job. It doesn't work. So yesterday, we glued up our cutting board for Tony. Let this clamped up overnight, and now we have our blank. A couple things I'm going to do here is we're going to sand it so that way it's all nice and smooth to our thickness sander, and then we're going to square it up on our radial arm saw, and then we're going to sand it a bit, and we're going to take the router and round over the edges. And while I'm doing all of that, I actually have my branding iron heating up here, because that takes about 15-20 minutes for it to get good and hot to be able to burn our logo and stuff into it. I'm going to leave these clamps right here because I actually have some more wood for some smaller ones to do. And so you can see right now I'm still just beginning to get around. You can see all our rough cuts and stuff in here. It's a little uneven and things, but this is where if you have a planer, you can put it through the planer and do that. But I like to put it through the thickness sander because sometimes wood will get splintered. It'll get chips and stuff in there. And going through the thickness sander, it's a slower process, but it ends up being a much better process. So let's go over there and start sanding this down. All right, there we go. Now it's sanded with 80 grit with the grain. Now what we're going to do is we're going to square this off on the table saw. And you see where we have the little knots in here? What we'll do is we use a food grade epoxy, then we'll put those in there, and then that way that'll fill it and lock it for the rest of the time. But look at that, isn't that a thing of beauty? All right, let's go to radial arm saw. There we go. All right, so we have our blank here. It is sanded up, at least with the thickness sander. This has gotten it all consistent and everything. We squared off the edges, and now I'm going to take my router and I'm just going to round a round over edge on it. I use a 1/4 inch round over. You don't want something that's too big or anything like this. And I love my DeWalt cordless tools. It makes life a lot easier not having to plug everything in. So let's get to it. All right, let's see if our branding iron is hot enough yet to brand. Let it warm up for just a little bit more, because we wanted to get it burned down in there real good. It's almost hot enough where it's burning it, but it's not really getting it down deep enough. And what we'll do is we're going to sand this down with 150 grit sandpaper to make it real nice and smooth. And the key on this is actually, what you want to do is you want to get a bottle of the oil. When you wash it, I use just like a little kitchen bleach spray. Put that on there, scrub it real quick. Don't soak it in the sink, but put that on there and then put the oil right on top of it, and it'll last for years. My mom has one that she's still using that I think I made about 30 years or so ago, and so they will hold up if you take care of it. There we go. Now all I've got to do here is I've got to epoxy that little knot and that little knot right there, let that dry out, then do my final sanding with 150 grit, and then we'll go ahead and put the oil on it, and she's done and ready for some meat. is to it. All I got to do is put the oil on it and get Tony to come by, pick it up. There we go. Let's go put some oil on it.